Are you a citizen of a Commonwealth country? Are you a migrant living in the UK or Europe? Are you a national of the United Kingdom or Europe? Are you fighting for the rights to live in the UK or EU countries? Do you require change in your country's system of government? Well, here's your final solution. Independent Diplomat Commission. Movement of the people. Justice and the rule of law. Dignity, equality, amnesty and social justice. Unit transformation, illegal to legal. This is a chance to vote for a British parliamentary system of government and vote for liberal amnesty. Get registered and receive your CWC National Identity Card. Visit www.idiplomatcommission.org or text your name and address to 07596 938 365 for a registration form to be sent to you by post.
Welcome back. After the advert, here with me I've got Professor Thomas. Professor, a lot of people calling us all the time to hear much more about IDC. We've been playing the advert for now more than 5 weeks, and they would like to know what IDC can do for them,
okay,
and what the benefit they can get from IDC.
Well, first of all, the Independent Diplomat Commission, we are a government in the diaspora. We represent the voice for Commonwealth countries. So what the IDC is standing for is the freedom of the 54 Commonwealth country citizens who their government, we would say, is running an illegal system of government because they are in breach of the constitution that was given to them as at independence.
Looking at viewers outside there, people watching us right now, anybody can ask a question, what IDC can do for me?
Okay, what IDC can do for them? Yeah, but what IDC can do for them is a lot. The only thing the IDC cannot do is to wake up a dead body. We do everything. Every person has what you call right of moderation. What do you want to do? What are your problems? Whatever is your problem, the IDC is there as a government to stand for the interests of the Commonwealth country citizens. Now, the fact is that 54 Commonwealth country nationals have their high commissions abroad. Now, what gave birth to high commissions instituted in other sovereign states is because their citizens would come into that country. Now, they are consulates to render what you call the affairs for their citizens. But most of the high commissions do not actually know why they are here in the United Kingdom. Now, when a British citizen goes to Africa or he goes to any part of the world, he might even be a lunatic here in the United Kingdom. He might be somebody who's just on benefit. Now, the government of the United Kingdom doesn't know what has taken him to countries abroad. But when he has a problem, the government of the United Kingdom is going to say, hey, don't touch him because he's a British. Now, when a Nigerian come abroad or is in the United Kingdom, or a Jamaican is in the United Kingdom, or a Uganda is in the United Kingdom, or Ugandese, or somebody, a Cameroonian is in the United Kingdom. Now, when they have problems, their high commissions don't know what to do. Their high commissions think they are here in the United Kingdom to give visas. They think they are here to give passports. They think they are here to give visas to the expatriates. But the High Commission is actually here to give immunity to all their citizens living abroad. And that is why the Independent Diplomat Commission is standing out. To say, well, as an independent government in the diaspora, we would give immunity to all Commonwealth nations. We are encouraging them to be part of the IDC and have what you call the CWC National Identity Card. European unions, they have their 27 European unions have come together to be one body. Now, all the EU citizens are protected by the immunity their government are fighting for. Now, the Commonwealth nations are vulnerable countries who their government do not have respect or understand the dignity of their people. And this is why the IDC is standing to say enough is enough. We can't sit here and watch our people suffer. Our people are suffering. All Commonwealth citizens are suffering. A lot of Commonwealth citizens today are in prison for nothing because their government don't even understand why they are there or why they should not be there. Okay, now, any Commonwealth country citizens who do not hold a British passport does not need to really be in the UK prison. They can go to their country and serve their sentence. People don't even know why they hold a British passport. You hold a British passport by swearing your allegiance to the Queen. You're saying, if I commit an offense, you can prosecute me with the British law. Now, if you don't have a British passport, you commit an offense here. It is the duty of your High Commission to negotiate. Because just imagine somebody is serving a sentence for 20 years and is in the prison. Now, such a person has traveled miles away from the sea. Before he finished serving a sentence of 15, 20 years, all his family could have been dead. His mother could have been dead. His father could have been dead. These are poor nations with poor citizens who cannot even afford to buy a ticket to come here and see their brothers or sisters in prison. So if somebody is serving a sentence of 20 years, why punish his family who cannot even afford a visa, not even a ticket? So with the IDC, we will negotiate. Now, within the IDC government, we have what we call CWC Prisoners Bail Advocates. Now, the CWC Prisoners Bail Advocate means that we don't want to know what our people have done. All we are saying, until proven guilty, they are innocent. You can't just lock our people up in prison for nothing. But at the end of the day, it's a flawless system. You don't have to blame the UK government because they are working very hard to make sure that things are correct. But the Commonwealth country citizens government cannot negotiate for their citizens. Today now, today the European Union, 27 European Union are enjoying the UK, the Lisbon Treaty bilateral agreement. Why? Because the government of those countries have taught how to protect their people. But the CWC government, imagine CWC government, first of all, running an illegal system of government. You know, what the IDC is saying is that because the British government colonized 54 Commonwealth nations, they gave independence. And the mandate agreement as at independence is that they must run a parliamentary system of government. People sit down and say, we have independence. Independence did not come at a piece of a meal. You know, people fought for the liberation to say, okay, yeah, I have come to this country, I speak English, I've gone to the Queen's or Cambridge University, I think I'm bold enough to rule myself. And that's where the ideology of liberating the people came from. But before liberating the people, the government of the United Nations, the government of the UK government would have asked maybe the liberators of the Nigerian as of 1960, the Awos, the Azikiwe, they would have approached the Queen, and the Queen would have said, if I give you liberty, how would you rule your country? Now, these boys spoke English, and the Queen felt that they were knowledgeable enough to rule their nation as a republic. But what has happened? The Commonwealth leaders decide to swap what you call a breach of agreement. The agreement is a parliamentary system of government and not a presidential system of government. And that is the problem of the Commonwealth nations. So what the IDC is doing here is to enforce that all Commonwealth nations run a parliamentary system of government, that the government they are running do not have the legal basis to institute the presidential system of government. That is one of the main agenda of the IDC.
Fantastic. But now, the person out there can ask himself, how can I get help from IDC? Do I need to go and register myself, or I can come for free and just meet somebody here and I need help? What are the conditions like for before IDC help anybody out there?
No, you see, the IDC, like I said, we're governments in the diaspora, independent government in the diaspora. We have two kind of membership. We have the silver membership, which is like saying members of IDC, individuals who has problems. Through the silver membership, they can benefit. Now, we also have the platinum membership. Platinum membership means that the IDC ruling council, the IDC wants a ruling government. Because we want people to take the platinum membership and register their interests. So let's say, for example, after our national convention in November 2010, then those who are interested in the government of IDC can buy their tickets and go to the polling booth to be voted in to the constituency of the IDC. So you can actually serve. It's a government for the people, by the people, and of the people. You can be elected into the IDC office to serve as a civil servant for the IDC. What is important is that the liberation of the Commonwealth nation. Our people are suffering, and enough of that. And that is what we are standing for. Justice for the people, liberation for the people, equity, and dignity with honor. You know, and that is a bit of that.
But some people need to get their ID card from IDC.
Yeah.
What that ID card can help to anyone?
You know, first of all, the Commonwealth nation, because it's a vulnerable nation, who out of failures of their government, people need to survive. And in course of trying to survive, whatever a man does to become somebody is seen as it's not seen as a man's fault, but it's seen as error from the government. The government having the people and not being able. For example, yeah, it's not a crime. It's not a crime not to be educated. It's not a crime not to be influential, but it's a honor to be born into a country and you say, I'm a citizen of that country. That country as a body is there to represent the interests of their citizens. Social security is a mandate. All Commonwealth nations do not pay social security to their people. The IDC is here to enforce that. Because whatever government is in the government of the Zimbabweans, the Cameroonian, the Uganda, the Sierra Leonean, whatever government is there, the government is there for the people. Whatever government is serving, you are there to serve the people. The people are not there to fear. The people put you in there. Now, if you are there as a government for the people, what comes first of all is the belly of the people. If you say on your mark, set, go, everybody should pick sand. Sand is going to go around. That means that Mother Nature has given resources to that country, that republic. But in every nation, there's always a leader. Somebody must head. It's like in a home, there's a father who is in charge of the home. So in every nation, there's a president who is in charge of the people. The food must go around. So if you are a government of the Sierra Leonean government now, you don't just say, I'm a government. Yes, I want to do this, I want to do that. What matters is the belly of the people. How many citizens are in Sierra Leone? How many can afford good food, good home? How many are lucky to be rich? Now, if you need to have the statistics, the ones who are not working, they need to be paid by the government. You don't build houses and say houses are for the rich people. You need to build houses for every citizen because the money of that nation is for the people. So the people, you don't say, I want to buy 20 aeroplanes. You must feed 20,000 stomach first of all. If there's no food, then there's no, I mean, any other thing you're doing is just wasting the people's resources.
Are you a citizen of a Commonwealth country? Are you a migrant living in the UK or Europe? Are you a national of the United Kingdom or Europe? Are you fighting for the rights to live in the UK or EU countries? Do you require change in your country's system of government? Well, here's your final solution. Independent Diplomat Commission. Movement of the people. Justice and the rule of law. Dignity, equality, amnesty and social justice. Unit transformation, illegal to legal. This is a chance to vote for a British parliamentary system of government and vote for liberal amnesty. Get registered and receive your CWC National Identity Card. Visit www.idiplomatcommission.org or text your name and address to 07596 938 365 for a registration form to be sent to you by post.
You see, we've tried to talk to this government. You see, the good thing is that the government of this country appreciates what we do. The only people that would not want to appreciate us are government quangos. Government quangos basically mean that they are government. You see, within a government, there's a government. But many of these people are government contractors. Government contractor means government cannot do everything. So they contract these jobs out. And some of the people that work for the government are government quangos. Now, what this country do not understand is that none of us want to stay here. Our people don't want to live in this country. We just want to be sure you can come and you can go. We are all economic migrants. Okay? And the fact is that we have a right to be here. It's not a must, but it's a mandate. We are not talking. I hear people saying that the Home Office says, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. The people that work in the Home Office, how old is the oldest person working in the Home Office? It's not more than 55 years old. In 1960, most Commonwealth countries got independence. In 1960, it was a constitutional agreement. The agreement is that as far as the Commonwealth nation are paying the Queen or United Kingdom royalty, the Commonwealth citizens are allowed to come into this country and go. But because of economic recession has hit most Commonwealth nations, every Commonwealth citizen wants to come here because the government of Commonwealth country citizens are failing them. Now, the laws that are made here in the United Kingdom are alien laws made for the UK people. Now, we come here to try to fit into these laws. These laws do not really befit us because it's not part of our culture. But there's a saying that if you go to Rome, you behave like the Romans. So you try to fall into these alien policies and you become a victim of the alien policies. For example, people come here with a visa to visit. If you come in with a visa, you come in legally. If the visa expires, does not make you illegal. Now, the meaning of illegal means contraband, never permitted, never allowed. So if somebody says, I want to come to the... Before now, as far back as 500 years ago, when there were no, what you call, immigration or border control, if a Scottish man goes to a German territory, they're going to kill him. They're going to say, it's an intruder. You've come into my territory, who the hell are you? But because of civilization, countries are now in the bilateral agreement whereby a Ghanaian man, if he wants to come to the United Kingdom, he needs to go take permission. You see what? I'm coming to the United Kingdom. My name is Mr. Morris. I'm this age, I'm that age. Now that is permission. That means you're saying I want to come into your country and this is who I am. Now, the word immigration or comes from the word migration. Now, for you to migrate into the United Kingdom, there's a border territory. Now, the people that work in the border territory, the force that work in the border, they are called immigration force. So the immigration are police that mans the border territory. Now, when you come into the United Kingdom, that means you got permission to come. Now, you came, that means you've come here legally. Now, if your permission expires, does not mean that you are illegal. So if your permission expires and somebody says you are illegal, that's a verbal assault. So you're saying the person never got permission to come here in the first place. No. English is not English. Yeah. So you say the person is illegal. How can you come with a legal permit and suddenly it runs out and you say it's illegal? That means that you're saying that the person never got permission, was never allowed, was an intruder. That is a verbal assault. So what you are saying the person would have done, and even the word overstayer is also not correct. Because most Commonwealth countries, citizens, when they come into this country, they come to stay. They come to regularize their status. Now, there's nobody that came into this country and had papers. You come to visit and decide not to go and find a way to regularize your status. So those who hold British passports and the ones who don't have British passport, the ones that hold British passport are not important than the ones who don't hold British passport. The difference is that the ones that hold British passport have managed to sort themselves out. But before they had their British passport, they had to be, their previous leave has to expire. And then they find other ways to regularize their status. So if you come in with a visa, it is wrong to say you are illegal immigrant. It means that the laws is not even the law. Because what you actually have is constitutional agreements, bilateral agreement from countries to the UK government and independents. So what you now have is the Home Office workers. When people say the word Home Office, it gets people blinding. When the Home Office refuse you, I tell people don't use the word Home Office, no. Look at who refuse you. There's a name there. There's a case officer who the government is paying to look at your case and consider whether to let you stay or not. But you see, when people make claims for regularization, nobody knows whether you're telling the truth, nobody knows whether you're lying. But your truth, your statement has to be too real to be fake. It is when your statement is too fake to be real, there's a problem. Now you make an application to the Home Office. The Home Office is the institutional name. There's somebody there, Mr. Daniel Lewis. Now if they refuse you, stop saying, oh, the Home Office have refused me. Check the name. Oh, Mr. Daniel Lewis has refused me. Now if Daniel Lewis refuses you, now what Daniel Lewis is saying is that much as I'm a civil servant, I'm being paid by the government to consider your application. But the fact is that this claim you have made now is too fake to be real. I do not believe you, and I'm not going to grant you that. Now, what that means is that, but he says, but because I'm a civil servant, he says you can go to appeal. Now, the meaning of appeal means take me to the court, take me to the boxing ring. Now, he's saying I'm a civil servant. Much as I've refused you, I'm not saying I'm right. But if you don't like my ideas or my reasons for refusing you, can take me to the court. Now, the court is a boxing ring. Now, if you go to the court, Daniel Lewis is not legally qualified. He's a case officer working for the Home Office. He can be hired and fired. Now, because he's not legally qualified, he's going to get a lawyer to come too. Now, you yourself, who is challenging his decision, will also get a lawyer. Now, both of you go to the boxing ring. Now, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. Now, if you go to the court and Daniel Lewis defeats you, it means that Daniel Lewis is justified in his ground. Now, it doesn't mean that Daniel Lewis must be right in refusing you. What it means is that you did not do your homework very well and you were not able to convince the judge. It's an independent tribunal. Not for the Home Office, neither is it for you either. But it's there to look at the statement of assertion to say, well, your claim, is it genuine to be fake or is it too fake to be real? Okay? So, people having problem with immigration, we are here to work with the UK government and let them know one thing. There is a constitutional agreement that Commonwealth citizens signed with the United Kingdom government before independence. The constitutional mandate must stand. As far as the Commonwealth nations are paying royalty to the United Kingdom through colony, then their citizens are allowed to come and go. But what they should also know is that their citizens do not even want to stay here in the first place. If you give them the visa, open the border, they want to be sure they can come. And they can, even the ones that have British passport, they're all afraid. They think if I go to Nigeria and stay 10 years, they will revoke it. So nobody wants to live anymore. Everybody's stuck in this country.
Are you a citizen of a Commonwealth country? Are you a migrant living in the UK or Europe? Are you a national of the United Kingdom or Europe? Are you fighting for the rights to live in the UK or EU countries? Do you require change in your country's system of government? Well, here's your final solution. Independent Diplomat Commission. movement of the people, justice and the rule of law, dignity, equality, amnesty and social justice, unit transformation, illegal to legal. This is a chance to vote for a British parliamentary system of government and vote for liberal amnesty. Get registered and receive your CWC National Identity Card. Visit www.idiplomatcommission.org or text your name and address to 07596 938 365 for a registration form to be sent to you by post.
We are here to dignify the value of the Commonwealth nations. Our people are like rats. They hide in the hole. You catch one rat, the others are hiding. But we are saying, come out. If 100 rats come out here now, you're going to run away. Can you kill 100 rats? The rats will be chasing you. So why will our people hide? Hide no more. It is not a crime to be here. We are economic migrants. We are not here to stay. Rather, we are here to go back to where we've come from and make sense out of the knowledge gained here. But if your laws does not befit our ethnic and sociological background, because the law takes away our civil liberty, then we become a slave in a foreign land. We've just come as laborers. Okay? So, first of all, it is nobody's fault. I'm not a human rights activist. Okay? I'm a human rights advocate. Now, the meaning of a human rights advocate means I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher of reform. I assume the people don't know what they are doing, and that is why we're there to teach them, to educate them, and to correct them. With the values of the IDC, our people cannot understand that there's a government, independent government, who cares for them. Our government is not interested in the British politics. We are here to assist. We've been very, very helpful to the Labour government. We see a lot of things going wrong. We do policy reforms, send them our ideas, telling them this is what things should do. And a lot of the things we've said to them, I know a lot of the policies I've initiated, which have been adopted. Even though the country has not called me to recognize me, I think I deserve a recognition, you know, but I'll wait for that day to come. But I will just continue to do my good job, fight for my people, fight for their dignity, fight for their liberation, and that's it. What the IDC is saying, the IDC government is interested in one thing. Every Commonwealth nation must run a parliamentary system of government and not a presidential system of government. For example, you see the British systems of politics. Sir Richard Branson is one of the richest men here. The British politics does not give him room to bring £1 million and make £20 million, because unless he wants to be a politician. But look at the UK government politics. The Clinton and the Obama, they were fighting. They were two rivals in a camp fighting for one ticket. Now, Clinton came out and said, oh, Obama is a bad man. Oh, don't vote him in. Is this, is that. They came to the public and to rubbish themselves. Then later, Clinton lost the ticket. And she turned around and said, because she's broke, or for what reason, only God knows, she turned around and said, Obama is a good guy. You need to vote him into power, because she wants a political appointment. So they have to be friends again. Now, that is not politics. That is politics with commerce and interest and investment. We are talking of genuine politics. Genuine government, the one that the UK government is running. We want all nations of nations to run a parliamentary system of government, to see the UK government as a role model and practice what they are running. Look at the Nigerian government. An illiterate wants to be a president. What are you going to teach the people? Government and governance is knowledge and wisdom. Yeah? So somebody comes from nowhere, I want to be a president, and he goes and brings 20 million to be voted into power. That is political assassination. People are going to die because the interest is not for the people. The interest is for the power. Power fail, it becomes failure for the interest of the people. And that's it. But you see, the politics is deeper. People don't understand why the Americans are running a presidential system of government. They've been there for 200 years, even though many things are not correct. But we hope that one of the privileges will be there to tell them, you know, I come from a school of thought you call the mind science regression. Mind science regression means that you can travel back to time. I can travel back as 500 years to know how was it done. What was the initiative? You don't know anything. What you know now is what your mother told you, or what your grandmother told your mother. Now, do you know what your grandmother told your grandmother? You don't know. Now, what you read is what, okay, they say, oh, the white people, they hate the black people. You are reading a history book of 200 years ago. You're like, oh my God, see what they wrote about the white people hating the black people. Now, that could be a false information. Because the most wicked man might be the most educated man then. So he won't really give the theoretical fact. He gives you what you want to hear. So what poisons the mind of the people is what they hear or what they see. But who can really, in solving the problem, you need to go to where the problem is coming from. Not solving the problem in the air. Somebody says, oh, my grandmother died of cancer. You need to go to, first of all, what has caused the cancer, not the death. Because if she died of cancer, that means there's cancer in the family. What is not correct that led to the cancer? You need to trace the session of it. So that is how solving the problem of this world is.
People out there say, yeah, Bonnie, Prophecy is talking, but how can you get in touch with Prophecy and where to get them, where they are based, and things like that? Can you give them the detail how to contact you?
No, you see, the IDC is based everywhere. It's a network.
Yeah.
You can, if you call the office, we can take information and invite you to the office to come and collect your ID card. And that is it. But there's one thing the IDC wants to do, liberation for the people. Commonwealth country citizens, once they get this ID card, they are protected. They know that they have some sense in their, whichever government authority sees them with the ID card, they know that they must have been educated with their rights. Okay, the main thing is that the Commonwealth nations needs to be liberated. They are happy to go back to their country with dignity, but not until there's a condition that makes them come and makes them go. If their visa runs out, they have the right to extend it. Okay, let me give you two examples. Paul and Peter coming to United Kingdom. Paul comes with a visa. That means Paul got the permission. Now Peter did not get the permission. So two people are coming to United Kingdom. One has permission, one doesn't have permission. Now you are an immigration officer. Now you are at the airport talking to Paul and Peter. Paul says, I got a visa. Peter says, I don't have a visa. Now in your layman understanding, Paul is legal and Peter is not illegal. Now these people have come into the United Kingdom territory. After 6 months, the same Paul and Peter is standing before you. Now Paul's visa is 6 months. That means it would have expired. Now Peter never had a visa. Now if both of them stands in front of you as an immigration officer, what are you going to say? If you now have to pass a sentence, Paul's visa has run out. Are you going to say Paul that got the 6 months visa is illegal? Now if Paul's visa is expired and is illegal, what are you going to say to Peter who never got the visa? So you say Peter is double illegal, illegal and illegal. What are you going to say?
Question mark.
Question mark. So something is not correct there. So it means that Paul came in genuinely. He has a right to be here if he wants to come here under the constitutional agreement of the colony before independence, the constitutional agreement that makes his country pay the Queen royalty. So he has the right to be here. Because he's tendered his permission, that means you've welcomed him into your territory. If his visa expires, he has the right to extend. Then you can come with policy reforms and say, well, Paul, your visa is going to expire next week. You either extend your visa with £200 here or you go to Nigeria and pay £10. It's not the discretion of Paul to pay £200 here or to go to Nigeria or go to Cameroon to pay £10. But if you tell Paul that going to Nigeria to pay £10, he's not sure of coming back, then you make him a prisoner because he wants freedom. He doesn't want to go there and be hooked. So you find out that he's stuck here. You turn around and say, oh, he doesn't want to go. No, but because your laws does not befit his ethical and sociological background. If his country is good in the first place, he would not be here. So we are here to work with the Commonwealth government to make sure that the Commonwealth nations are suitable for the people to go back. So we will welcome the Commonwealth government to come in and engage us. The heads of Commonwealth governments who think that they need free advice on how to understand the capability of their people can call the IDC, and then we see how we can help them. Most Commonwealth nations here don't actually understand what a bilateral agreement that led to the formation of the High Commission here. So most Commonwealth governments can engage the IDC, who would advise them. Most Commonwealth cities in their nations, embassies who have their citizens in prison who don't know what to do, they can engage us. We would help them through our legal department to make sure that all their citizens have their liberation. If their citizens do not have a British passport, yes, through the CWC Prisoners Bill Advocate, we can be able to help them to get released, freedom for their people, and they can go back to their country. And if their citizens genuinely want to stay here too, then we are also here to assist through our initiative, the UK government, to let them know that we are the only one that understand the problem of our people. And if they can work with us, we will also be there to help them. The thing is that IDC do not believe in saying help our people, give them liberal amnesty. We will pay for that. We wrote, I wrote a letter to the Office of the Prime Minister last week, and I wrote to the Secretary of State. We are requesting for what you call the third party labor work permit. The third party labor work permit basically means that if you come into this country, there are a lot of ways you can be allowed to integrate. As far as you can get a job, and you have an employer that will employ you, then you are allowed to stay. But the problem is that how many black employers do you have? There are more than 3 million migrants in this country. And how many employment companies? They are not even up to 2,000. So, and the requirement to employ somebody from the Commonwealth nation is so much that the employers do not want to go into this. They see it as too stressful for them. They are small commercial companies who want to make money, and they are tired. They can't take the risk of bring this, and the Home Office comes and say, oh, because you did this, we're not going to close your, So what the IDC is saying to the government, give us 500,000 work permits. We will pay you 200 million pounds. But these people, we are going to use our resources to get them the work permit so that they can now use the third party work permit to be able to work for anybody they want to work for. Now, with that 500,000, the UK government is making 200 million from the IDC. Now, we are not begging them for that. If you accept that, then we pay that money to them because we have the members, our Commonwealth country citizens trust us that we are standing for them. And the essence of a successful liberation is that for every one single Commonwealth country nation citizen that is in the United Kingdom, he has more than 50 people following him back in Africa. Now, he's come here on a voyage, on a mission. Now, if he can be liberated, 50 other than him will be liberated. So for every Commonwealth soul we save, basically means that home is safe. If the people here are liberated, then home will be justified. But the people here came here for a good life. They come here for a good life, they can't even get papers. It takes them 10 years to get papers. After they get papers for 10 years, then they become scared to go back. But if they come here today, and in 3 months' time they get their papers, none of them is going to stay here. And that is what we are trying to say, and that's what we are trying to do. If EU people can come and go, we too as a nation can come and go. The EU citizens are coming here to take our husbands. They are coming here to take our wives. Our husbands are divorcing their wife to marry EUs because of paper. Our wives are divorcing their husbands to marry EU because of paper. What the hell has gone wrong with the people? Is it that the EU people are too special? No. But because the government of the EU people has negotiated a knowledge of the Lisbon Treaty game that befits the people. But the Commonwealth nation government are too dumb to know what they're doing. We are here to educate them. We are here to send them back to school. We are here to teach them that government is for the people, and the people has a say in how their system should be run. And that's it.
Are you a citizen of a Commonwealth country? Are you a migrant living in the UK or Europe? Are you a national of the United Kingdom or Europe? Are you fighting for the rights to live in the UK or EU countries? Do you require change in your country's system of government? Well, here's your final solution. Independent Diplomat Commission, Movement of the People, Justice and the Rule of Law, Dignity, Equality, Amnesty and Social Justice, Unit Transformation, Illegal to Legal. This is a chance to vote for a British parliamentary system of government and vote for liberal amnesty. Get registered and receive your CWC National Identity Card. Visit www.idiplomatcommission.org or text your name and address to 07596 938 365 for a registration form to be sent to you by post.